Hey, how's it going? Well, to News Act Monday, 30th of August 2021. We'll look from the papers. First up, New York Times, there's Jojo saluting some coffins coming back from Afghanistan. Apparently, the only development today is that the US conducted a drone strike on a car which they said was full of explosives, but the Afghans say was full of civilians, including children. On the right, Hurricane Ida heading for Louisiana. Down here, human interest. Beside that story about COVID in Mississippi, the outbreak's really bad because the hospital system was in shambles beforehand. USA Today, Kabul, Biden, Afghanistan. Wall Street Journal, Jojo, Afghanistan, Hurricane Ida. Jerusalem Post, COVID. Naftali Bennett on a jolly to Washington to talk to Jojo. Tehran Times, ties between Israel and Persian Gulf monarchies take place in the dark, says Scottish activists. One of the examples held up here is that the United Arab Emirates hired an Israeli-American mercenary firm to conduct politically motivated killings in Yemen. Down the bottom right, standard anti-US stuff, talking about disastrous war in Afghanistan and nationwide protest against voting rights. Global Times from China, Taliban. Underneath, the COVID-19 origins report came out in the US said it was inconclusive as to the origins of the virus, so China clearly reveling in this. The US shoots itself in foot. Yep, won't be the first or the last time. The Australian, COVID, down the bottom, lockdowns destroy jobs, says the United Australia Party. That is true, and it's something we should all support, is the destruction of jobs, because jobs are bad for you and they're bad for the planet. So universal basic income now, please, thank you. The Hindu, car bomb Kabul. Star for South Africa, there's a lad who just won the long jump at the Paralympics, fair play. Underneath that, COVID in schools. Herald from Scotland, football, Kabul. Irish Examiner, digital search to access indoor events. Okay, you need to be jabbed to go to gigs. Down here, Cabinet to approve delayed housing plan. The housing plan is basically giving a lot of money to developers to build houses, and then when you're eventually able to buy the houses, the ones in Dublin, you'll have to be earning €85,000 a year. But the median income is €49,000 a year. So the headline should have read, Cabinet to approve delayed housing plan, which will mostly benefit the middle and upper classes. But they didn't say that, did they? Irish Times, Paralympics, state seeks church property for housing. Okay, they'll be paying a lot of money for that if history's something to go by. Irish Independent, ask Alison, I'm married with 2 children. I think I'm bisexual. What can I do? Maybe speak to your partner or a professional, not some woman who works at the paper. Beside that, football, Paralympics, something about fake insurance claims. Irish Daily Mail, celebs, Paralympics, woman stealing a baby from Afghanistan. Irish Sun, true crime, Paralympics. The Herald, football, Paralympics, COVID. Belfast Telegraph, football, Paralympics, COVID, woman in a van. Taliban, Financial Times, Taliban, Afghanistan. Underneath that, Carnival took no COVID measures after ship's doctor raised alarm suit claims. So Carnival are the largest ship company in the world. People might remember last year, early in lockdown, they had a ship that was stranded off Japan where loads of people had COVID and people got sick. So now they've been taken to court in a class action lawsuit. But it's probably the least of their worries because in the last year, they've lost $23 billion. Up the top, control freaks, the future of work will be a battle for autonomy. This opinion piece was saying that when David Graeber talked about bullshit jobs, that was in fact bullshit, and what people really want is a job where they have the autonomy to do their work on their own and be flexible and come in and out as they please, whatever. To be honest, I think that's total bullshit. The future of work will be a battle for automation. When all our jobs get automated, what are we going to do? Full universal basic income now, please and thank you. The Guardian, Taliban, Kabul. Lee Scratch Perry died. That is actually a big loss. Bless up, big man. Rest in peace. The Independent, 4 stories on top. ISIS-K. Jess Phillips has been given some space here to talk about how great she is for manning the phones trying to get refugees out of Afghanistan. Brexit, something about the office. Jojo saluting the flag and the coffins. The Times, switching to a salt substitute would save thousands of lives. Is mining salt really dangerous or something? I'm not sure about that headline. Terror threat worst in years. Yeah, right. There's a woman stealing a baby from Afghanistan. Daily Tory graph. Jojo saluting the flag, etc., etc. Down the bottom, Tim Stanley. This pale imitation of freedom isn't enough. In this article, Tim Stanley said, I was struck by images of women arriving in the West free of the burqa, but wearing a medical mask instead. Ladies, you have left the frying pan. Welcome to the fire. If anyone's going to start a fire, it should be to the Daily Telegraph offices. Daily Express, Kabul, Afghanistan. Daily Mirror, Janine is back in EastEnders, yes. I hope she murders someone this time, again. Down here, schools, COVID. Daily Mail, something about menopause, woman stealing a baby in Afghanistan. iNewspaper, Zuckerberg wing, V&A director Tristram Hunt calls on tech billionaires to do their cultural bit. This lad heads up a museum, it's like an art museum, the V&A, and yeah, he's looking for tech billionaires to invest and sponsor stuff. They're not going to do that. The only thing they know about art is buying and selling NFTs for profit. They have zero culture. Daily Star, thirst posting, something about a Union Jack. Here's a piece that's an invented piece, basically an outrage piece about this cartoon dog, and it's basically there because there's a movie coming out about the cartoon dog soon. So, Julian Assange is still in jail, 845 days and counting. The man who exposed the reality of the war on terror, while the people who conducted the war on terror stay free and stay saluting the flags, collecting their accolades. That's how it goes. If you want to stay off corporate, state, social media for the day, just click the link in the description. Alright, thanks, good luck.